It's as close to a triple team as you'll see in the NFL. Myles Garrett is just able to pick up the first down with his legs.
As a former offensive lineman, was there anybody that you would triple team from time to time?
Absolutely. Michael Strahan comes.
There is a flag down. It trailed Genty. Will Putnam called on that penalty. By the way, that's Putnam's.
It's his second start, and he really struggled on Monday night, to be kind. After the struggles on Monday night, but what they really like about Putnam is his brains. Geno Smith told us he makes that position.
Loss of 10. It'll be first down and 20. Man in motion in the backfield.
Well, these are the guys that the Raiders want to get the ball to. Genty or Bowers. Just a quick out route against a very good. I'm expecting the Browns to treat Bowers as a wide receiver all game. Meaning even when there's two tight ends, the Browns, I think, are going to treat that as 11 personnel and make him a receiver.
At a gun. Zell Ward was able to see it perfectly.
And Brock Bowers needs a better block right here. So that is a mental error right there by Bowers. I'm not sure what his eyes were looking at, but he didn't even give Trey Tuck. Do again. The tight end is over there again.
So they're just going to hand it off to Genty, and Genty is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Just booing because that's essentially a give-up play on 3rd and 19. But with the way Pete Carroll's, I'll blame him.
Larbadan is back deep to receive for the Browns. Chase for Larbadan to get himself started, and he catapults his way into Raiders territory.
Get A.J. Cole, the punter, for a trip at the tail end of this. Tripping's been a point of emphasis.
At the ends.
Well, look, he's a punter. So tackling technique is not, that's actually a good penalty by A.J. Cole, because it at least gives the Raiders defense a chance to hold him to a field goal here.
All right, so now
yes, but also an area where the Browns have got to convert. They struggled in the red zone last week again. He really came through in college. He is good down here in the red area.
Bombed in the slot at the top of your Judkins doing a little dancing in the backfield, and he dives forward to the 7-yard line. First down. Remember, this is a team that's last in the National Football League in first down yardage, and Sanders is going off the field.
Sanders just snap. Looks like Judkins takes the direct snap. If you're
tight end is in the backfield. Judkins will keep it himself. Judkins with a burst inside the 5. Right side of the offensive line, and the Browns are on the board.
Well blocked this is. Look at power. Joel Bitonio with the big block, and then Judkins runs right through Pole. Is demoralizing if you're the Raiders defense, because on the direct snap, you are expecting run all the way, and you
drive. It's 7-0 Browns. It's only the second touchdown allowed by the Raiders since week.
Harrison Butker field goal. Back to you.
Boy, that is a huge game for the Chiefs. You know, the Colts are, I don't want to say they're playing
losing record. I mean, that they desperately need that win.
We'll keep an eye on Myles Garrett. We'll see how. Geno Smith under center. Tucker in motion. They get it to Genty, and Genty.
So how do you let him go unblocked like that?
Yeah, particularly with.
And even though there was 2 tight ends to that side, nobody touched Myles Garrett. Look at that. I mean,
from start to finish, he is constantly moving. Here comes Garrett as Smith throws it up for Tucker, and it's incomplete.
I don't know what's going on right now, Tom. Watch Myles on this play, okay? Just watch him. I mean, the tight end just giving him a little bit of shove on the way out into the route. That is not a pass plays where they barely even try to block him.
Well, they shift 2 tight ends over to the left side of the offensive line. Play clock is down to 3. Grant Delpit came charging through, and then Malik Collins was able to clean it up.
It's the guys up front. They're going to go right. Here comes Delpit right up the middle. The Raiders' offensive line has to see that.
It'll be 4th down, and the Browns will get it back. And again, special teams have been a problem for both of these clubs. Browns excellent field position. Up 7-0, Spectacular Stadium, where Shedeur Sanders in the backfield. Kevin Stefanski told us yesterday that he is going to try to get him more touches. He is so athletic. All right, so Shedeur, people wonder, well, what has this rookie season been like? Well, with their practice.
He's had 5 extra sessions. So at the end of the Wednesday practice, Thursday, Friday practice, there's more or less because of the volume of rookies, but also having 2 rookie quarterbacks. And then he's also 3 days a week met
from behind. It was picked up beautifully by the Raiders. Malcolm Kuntz was there to make the tackle.
Sanders had all kinds of time. I like that he stepped up in the pocket rather than going back. He didn't see anything he liked.
The speed of the game is so different, and that's part of what he has to be adjusted to.
3rd and 16, defense his hands.
Here we go on 3rd down. Crosby's pressuring. He's going to go long to the far side, and he overthrows his intended receiver. So this was the first week where he really got time, but it was Kevin Stefanski's brainchild, the Hungry Dogs.
On 3rd and 16 like that, they had him throw it deep as opposed to just a give-up play like we saw from the Raiders on their last possession.
This is going to wind up being a short one, and a fair catch is called to the 26-yard line.
I thought you'd go over there. Your first trip to Vegas ever.
First trip to Vegas.
In your 50s. How is that even possible?
Yeah, that was a false start.
Before the snap, false start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, that's par on par because the offensive line has been a problem even today.
They have really struggled this year. You know, watching the tape of both these and the Browns' offensive line hasn't been great this year, but they're still better at all 5 spots than are the Raiders.
Gino looked that way. He was trying to find Tucker, and he just falls down. I'm assuming.
Well, Cam Thomas, 99, made the play. It was going to be a quick wide receiver screen, top of your screen. Watch 90, maybe a tipped interception. Didn't want to take that chance, but here we are already, 2nd and forever for the Raiders.
2 sacks already for the Browns, and Myles Garrett, although he's wreaked havoc, has not picked up a sack yet. He may have gotten a half a yard, but that's about it. It'll be 3rd down. Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, positive yards every single time.
Well, they're 31st in the NFL in scoring, which is about all you need to know. That's at the pro level, trying to make do with what he has along the offensive line, but they're not going to.
Smith takes the low snap. He steps up in the pocket, throws underneath, passes complete to Mayer, and Mayer scampers across the scene. It'll be 4th down.
So that's well done by Gino, stepping up in the pocket, not taking a sack. It's highly unlikely to get a first down. Another 3 and out for the Raiders.
There's Pete Carroll, who still has the competitive juices. There's no doubt. We'll win total, but he said he's here to win every single week. Larbadan goes up above the 20th trip of the year for Deshaun Watson, and there's some significance to that. A, he's healthy enough to travel after his 2nd Achilles. First down from the 27-yard line. Off the play fake, Sanders dumps it off. He's got heavy running. Out of bounds close to the 44-yard line.
Boy, what a drown after catch here. Jeremy Chin, get off of me. Gets the first down. They're trying to punch the ball out. Pretty good for a mid-round pick, tight end out of Bowling Green.
Gain of 17 yards. Kevin Stefanski told us earlier this season on tight end as Judkins is wrapped up from behind. Hey, let's check in with Adam Schein, an update with Kansas City.
They roar back, beat Indy on this game-winning kick in overtime right here. Patrick Mahomes, season-high 350.
Last year they were 9-1 after the first 10 games, but they won all the close games. They hadn't done that this year until today.
0-5.
Sanders, pressure's coming. Sanders runs away from it. Oh, nearly intercepted. He threw it too hard. So Deshaun Watson
get the clear from his doctor to attend games, and that GM Andrew Berry wanted him to be around the team, so he's really endorsed person that he's gone up to. So he's been in his ear, as well as telling me he's been a mentor for Dylan Gabriel as well.
Hey, they've got 7 up right now. 2 guys in the A-gap.
They're down at 8. Here comes the pressure. Running away from it is Sanders. The 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Browns. He beat Darnay Holmes.
A lot to like there. Watch the blitz. The blitz gets home, so Shedeur has to buy time. Tyree fellow rookie Isaiah Bond. What a bomb from Shedeur Sanders.
15 games since the Browns had a
cat again here with Judkins
on 1st and goal, and this play is blown dead. There may have been some movement in the backfield. Oh no, a timeout call.
First.
Yeah, the play clock was winding down. All right, Tiffany, so Deshaun's probably pretty happy about that pass play.
Yeah, I would. He said that the advice he gave Shedeur for this game being his first start was just to go be yourself, be him. He also told me as a page.
You know, it's interesting. Shedeur is not considered to have like an elite arm,
Extra lineman in Jenkins, left side of the offensive line. Direct snap coming to Judkins. And here he goes again. He scored cat run of the day for Cleveland.
86. He's their third string tight end. There's a double team ahead of him. Now, right at the last second, he gets off on Devin White, the Raiders defense. They've got a bunch of veterans up there that preach physicality. To have a team not once.
It's 14-0 Browns. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from State Farm.
But getting that, King Henry.
Huzzah! Salutations! I'm here to lead with the team.
You okay?
No, I am not.
So don't settle for just any insurance when...
Sanders talking to Fannin on the sidelines. We also saw Bond on the sidelines. His last reception was 7 yards.
Well, and the crazy thing is we've talked so much this season about this rookie class for the Cleveland Browns. You think Fannin on offense, that's two of the guys you haven't talked that much about.
It just chip shots this one. 5-yard line. This week, NFL players are wearing custom cleats through the My Cause, My Cleats to spotlight the causes. You can bid on cleats and support the charities making a difference in communities. And you can also today, I got representation of the Miracle League in Mercer County and Homefront. And also, here's Genty in the open field. Genty has a first down, makes a few men miss, and then does a funny
type of stuff he did at Boise State. It is rare when the first guy takes down Ashton Genty. They got him the ball in space. They try to do that on Monday night at times as well. He is very tough for...
Smith takes the snap, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. So they'll have to just switch sides and not go too far. They're 10-2. Of course, the Kansas City Chiefs are still on the outside looking in, but that victory over the Colts, who are now 8-3. Genty stands up tall. That's his normal stance. As Smith looking to throw. Pressure's coming. He throws to the left for Tucker, and he overthrows. The pass was well overthrown. It'll be second down. Met Pete Carroll. Eventually became the starter in Seattle.
And boy, do those guys love it.
They throw it to Genty. He's got some blockers, and Genty along the numbers. You can see why they want to give him the ball in space.
They're trying to find creative ways to get the ball to Genty.
It'll be a first down. Besh in the game. It's off to Genty, and Genty looks right. Schlesinger's there. Schlesinger meets him in the backfield. What do you have, Tiffany?
Yeah, guys, studying how his opponents tackle, seeing if they go lower or higher, do they wrap up or not, and that dictates how he attacks them. And then any yoga guys, so that flexibility there and core strength helping them to shift around.
Are you a big yoga guy?
I'm a big... Well, you and Tiffany can do enough yoga for the three of us. Pass is complete. It's Thornton, the other rookie, and they don't want to do it at the detriment of losing games, but these guys with the trade of Jacoby Myers, they're going to step up.
That is known as a speedster. So when you have the speed that Thornton does, you know that they're going to be backed off. So an in-break...
First down, Smith looking to his left, throws to his right. Mostert makes a few men miss, but as Genty will check back in.
And that's tough. I mean, a screen, it was not well blocked. Really, Gino probably would have been better off there just dirting it if he was able to see. We're good.
Genty. Second to Schlesinger in tackles for the Browns. It's a very good linebacking crew. In fact,
in yards per game, only behind the Houston Texans. Let's see where Myles Garrett lines up on this one. What he ends up doing. He's going to attack the center right here.
On third down and 13, he plows right in, and Smith.
So what happens there is the Browns identified Putnam as being a guy that would really struggle. Give a job by Putnam. Putnam is hanging on for dear life there. That's actually a really nice job by him. Like Myles Garrett that well, like Putnam just did.
Well, this will be a 48-yard field goal attempt for Daniel Carlson. The kick is off to the left, though. Maybe the timing was just off a hair, and it remains 14. Got it down in time. Just couldn't get it off. And yes, that's the look of angst. Sanders, it's intercepted at the 44-yard line. Charles. He just didn't see the traffic to his left.
Well, they full here. He's on the line of scrimmage. He's going to drop back. And I don't think Shedeur Sanders was expecting him. He thought Snowden. That is a lesson learned for
14-0. The Raiders last got to this end. They missed that field goal attempt. Jeanty is wrapped up from behind by Mike. Plays do not produce a whole lot of yardage for either team.
This is why they don't run the ball very much. The Raiders don't run. The goal is to move the ball down the field. Jeanty, like every runner, would rather have a higher volume of carries, but you can't.
That's a botched play. It'll be Hall that will be and streaming on Paramount Plus. 14-3, Browns on top. Raiders will kick it off. Far side. And he breaks a few tackles and he explodes and a flag comes in. And let's see who that penalty is. Browns are pointing toward the Raiders.
Legal formation by the kicking.
Well, how about Shedeur? There's been some good and there's been some bad.
Well, the good was this throw. He is tough as nails. And then he got fooled. You know, this is a lesson that he's going to have to end the one major negative.
Let's see if the Raiders bring some extra pressure. It's Corley on the jet sweep. Nothing's there. They're back since 1994. There have been 45 for the Browns. There have been 45 U.S. presidents overall. And down week after week.
So who thought of that in our stat or graphic department?
On second down and 16. Pass complete to the outside. Kevin Stefanski about it. You know, he said, we're problem solvers as coaches. And his problem right now, it's a third.
The Raiders only rushed 3 and dropped 8 in the coverage on that last snap. 3rd and 11 with it last week. Patrick Graham told me he hopes it's deja vu all over again. Well, you got to bring these guys.
Max Crosby's at the bottom. It'll be 4th down. I mean, there was nothing open.
I thought he had Jerry Jeudy for a second. Oh, he
did have him. You're right.
When Kelly fell. But he needed to throw it earlier than that. And Kelly actually didn't get to start today. Caillou Blue Kelly. They started Darian Porter, the rookie, instead of him.
But he calls a really late fair catch. From the 21-yard line, it's 14-3 Browns. Sanders and Jeudy top made field goal for the Raiders so far. Geno Smith has time, throws, and it's...
it started with the stunt where the left side of the offensive line and center weren't able to pick it up as Delpit. And then he wanted to throw the quick wide receiver screen actually to Mayer out there, but it wasn't open. That last one is not...
Off the play fake, Smith to throw again, throws to the middle. Bowers holds on. I told us they have to get him the ball more often.
And this is again working against a good man corner enticing Czar at the catch point. I hope at the top of Chip Kelly's call sheet.
Second-year pro, and here is number 2. And number 2 powers his way close to midfield. He just helps.
He's like a 5'8", 210 ball of muscle. Just runs right through Ronnie Hickman.
12 yards.
That's the type of thing that gets the offensive line and the defense fired up too, when you run right through a guy.
And throw it. It's Devin Bush who smothers him.
Wait, watch Bush. He's going to end up coming. He waits a little bit, and then he sneaks through. Looking at that, who's responsible for Bush if he blitzes to that side?
Well, that's 4 sacks. Up to Jeanty, and Schlesinger wraps him up at the hips. Gain of 3. Carson Schlesinger.
Out of space. Watch Schlesinger. Whap. Nope. We just saw Jeanty run right over Hickman. Schlesinger, now he'd have my vote for the Defensive Rookie of the Year in the entire NFL. He has been that good last week near major.
Former walk-on at UCLA was invited walk-on by Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator for the Raiders. And there's the...
But some of these, Geno has to get rid of the ball. We've already documented that the offensive line's not... I don't like the late leakage from the interior trio. And
15 sacks now the last 3 games. The snap there was not good, but it does take a Raiders bounce. There is a I think we might have an ineligible player down.
Find out from people in their option. Cleveland has elected to enforce the 5-yard penalty from a dead ball spot.
Defense is by far the best unit in this game. And
Sheet 3, Browns on top, 4:04 to play. The pocket. He's been rolling it an awful lot today. He'll set up and throw, and he's got a man. It's complete to Judy. Inside Raiders, and Roberts fell on top of it.
terrific job of buying time. He found a wide open Judy, but it's like Judy didn't know Chin was coming. Now with the Mike Tyson's punch out right there. What a play by Chin. The Raiders
to get a field goal attempt. So back to the Raiders, and let's see if Geno Smith can handle the pressure and keeps those feet moving up to the 27-yard line. For the Browns, it's only their idea.
Jeremy Chin was behind him.
He was kind of setting up to stiff arm whoever the tackler was going to be, right?
Right cross.
Second down and 7. Quick toss to Genty. And again, Red, nice. Bush was there. Let's go back to that fumble. I mean, this is a great read by Chin.
It really is. And I love the effort and really impressed him. And Pete Carroll's fired up. Chin was one of the first names that Crosby mentioned. Said he gets here, and that came to fruition right there. That's one of the biggest plays of the game thus far.
Yeah, now it's a 3rd down and 10. They're 0 for their last 6 on 3rd down. And he's hit as he throws. So the pressure was there again. It's 4th down, so they can't cash in on the turnover.
And you know what's happening? But this coverage by the Browns is outstanding. The Browns brought at least get rid of the football, but nobody was open.
Larbadad back deep to receive. Larbadad on the far side. He can return this one. And he makes a bad miss before he's shoved out of bounds. Macy's, where you'll find the perfect somethings for all the special someones on your gift list. Plus, Macy's has everything to shop the most wonderful holiday gifts with Macy's Gift Guide right now. Ross, if you want to scan it, you can find
shadow by the Chin punch out, but that was one of Shador's better plays of the game. To buy the extra time, I thought he got
the ball back on 1st down. What's it? They hand it off to Judkins, and Judkins is read beautifully.
There's pressure. I thought he was just going to throw it underneath, but he kept buying time, and then calmly delivers kind of a gamer.
Well,
and by Taco Bell.
That's all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. 2nd down and 11 for the Browns. They lead at 14-3. And this gets close to the 29-yard line and a timeout called by the Browns. Tiffany, how's everything on this?
Whether it be with quarterbacks coach Bill Musgrave or Deshaun Watson or Jerry Jeudy. He's even gone down and dapped up and how he felt like he got more comfortable as the game progressed when he got in last week. And we're definitely seeing that calm demeanor on the field for this one.
Yeah, by the way, that timeout was for the Raiders, so they have 2 timeouts left. It's 3rd down.
Curious to see what the play call is. Sounds a little conservative here with a 2-score lead.
1 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. Low snap. Devin White who made the tackle. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from the...
Real men don't ask for help. Today, many of these ideas no longer hold true, especially about your PSMA status and what it could mean for you. One scan can change the course of your prostate cancer.
Bojorquez on the punt. The Raiders have 1 timeout left. They'll get... Bachman doesn't call for the fair catch this time, and he's not going to get many tackle. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. What are his sights set on?
Well, they got plenty of time. I mean, 1 minute and 35 in the NFL. 35 before was like, I don't know if we have enough time. Now I think the Raiders have plenty of time, but they need to block Myles Garrett.
The backfield, he's in motion out of the backfield. Smith looking to his right, and he's got his man. What a catch for a long time.
That is a beautiful throw and catch. Right foot down, left foot down.
Gain of 14 yards. And here's Tucker on the back shoulder. What a grab.
What is going on right now after the first half where the Raiders couldn't get any good passes going, and I do think his knee was down.
As we hit toward the 1-minute mark here in the first half, pressure's coming. Sack number 6.
And this is one of the reasons why Myles has so many sacks this year. There was pressure up. Can't really step up. He has to go right back into Myles.
The flags come flying as they try to get this play off on...
False start. Offense number 7, which they do. Las Vegas is using their final timeout of the half.
I like when referees show a little motion when they make the
back. Really nice throw and catches there. But you get the sack, you get the penalty.
Wow, after a couple of positive plays, now a couple of negative plays.
Browns corners
coming again. Smith, middle of the field. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage. I think it was Mason Graham. Now what's going on all these negative plays?
Well, and it was Mason Graham, the rookie top 5 pick. It's compared to other years. Tom, they're much better at D-tackle, which has helped Myles Garrett out tremendously.
Mostert runs into his own man, and that slowed him up. Delpit makes the tackle, and the Browns do you.
I mean, the crowd's booing here, but that's the right call on third and Reno?
What's the strategy now for the Browns with 25 seconds left with Kevin Stefanski? You know, what's rolling through his mind?
Well, so here's one thing that's interesting. Get the first down. So if they have a punt block they really like, Bubba Ventrone, their special teams coordinator, now
off. Larmadan called for the fair catch, and we'll get it at the 8-yard line with 18 seconds. 6. Do you see what kind of arm strength he has here?
I don't think so. Nope. I think this will be a handoff or a knee, with the exception of really that one play. I would say that was a very positive first half of the first
event. And here is, they'll go into the first half victory formation as Sanders will just take a knee, and that first half 7 for 11, 126 yards. 1 interception, 2 rushing with Pete Carroll.
Coach Carroll, Geno's been sacked multiple.
Now the Raiders will get the football to begin the second half. What do they need to do to tighten up their offensive line?
Well, I thought they Smith's hands. I think Geno Smith, against this man-to-man coverage for the Browns, he's going to have to throw it up Trey Tucker as those type of one-on-one contested catch guys, but that's the best they've been able to do in the passing game.
A lot of boos that we're going through for the Raiders. And Mostert will take it at the 3. Exception for Lockett, who was released by the Titans and then signed with the Raiders, where he stopped right, cut left, but there really wasn't much there. Maybe 1 yard. Cameron.
Tom, because you can sit here and say, well, Genty's only averaging 2.5 yards per carry on his 13. If you get into a game where you're just drop back passing with this offensive line against that Browns team, this would be an opportunity to take a shot or drive the ball.
On second down, they fake the pitch. Smith trying to set. If it stands, it'll be the 6th sack of the day. Now the officials are conferring on the far side. Sean Hockley.
They threw it right where Isaiah McGuire and holding or not.
There is no foul on the play. It's third down.
So here's how that works, Tom. Bottom of your screen. Watch McGuire, 57. He tugs on him a little bit. So they could call that preventing McGuire from going to the quarterback. He's in a blocking posture. They will let the defensive end discard.
Tight end in motion on third down and long. Smith underneath. Tucker makes Schlesinger miss. Lowers his shoulder.
And interestingly, Pete Carroll used to be more conservative. He's been more aggressive this year. And Detroit, in terms of going forward on fourth down, Ryan Paganetti is one of the all kinds of stuff. Fourth down here, they've been pretty decent this year.
7 of 16 on the season. Out of the gun is Smith. Collins was the first one there. Myles Garrett was there as well. That could be a record. They are terrorizing Geno Smith for the Browns. Now, Myles Garrett was in on that last one. First down for the Browns. Shador rolling to his left, throws, and it's tipped and incomplete.
With Mason Graham and Malik Collins, they're just running dudes over in the interior, and that is why this to gear. They have legit dudes at D-tackle rushing the passer.
That's Roberts, who's down. The middle linebacker is the game record for the Browns. And that's a tough one right there for the Raiders if Roberts
take a sack on fourth down.
You're right.
That's like a huge pet peeve of mine. I see that all the time in the NFL this year. It feels like a ball down the field to someone and give them a chance.
And it's 17 sacks now against the Raiders and Geno Smith.
180.
Second down.
180.
Well, Shador and the Browns are trying to break this record. They've lost 17 straight games. The Browns. Eric Zier was the last one to win a game. He's currently one of the radio voices of the Georgia Bulldogs, and he's retiring. I say they're due for a win.
They're due for a win.
But we've done a lot of Browns games.
But for them to win here, Shedeur has to take care of.
And Corley is going to be shy of the first down of the 41. So now it's decision time for the Browns.
Showed that they could make 57, 58-yard field goals. This would be about
the field in warm-ups.
This is pretty conservative from Stefanski, but when he watches...
Bachman back deep to receive this punt. And the play...
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Yeah, I don't even know if the Raiders had the right formation for what they want.
With a hard count, usually you leave your offense out there to try to do that. The Browns tried something unique, which is...
So now Bojorquez moves back 5 yards. Gets this one off, trying to get... Geno Smith and the Raiders trying to stay upright. Down 11 in Las Vegas. Well, with Ross Tucker, Tiffany Backs of an amazing defense. 7 sacks today.
Schlesinger's coming, 49.
Yep, watch him right in the middle. Picked up by...
Man, this is rookie stud against rookie stud. Watch Genty on Schlesinger. Downs there against Schlesinger, who's been phenomenal. Genty stepping up, putting his shoulder on him, at least gave Geno a...
He said, listen, I was a walk-on. I figured I might as well get a good degree out of it. And he didn't really start until his game... Let's check in with Tiffany. We were enamored yesterday, Tiffany, on Schlesinger.
Yeah, we were, as is defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, growth in the league and how it reminded him of Ray Lewis, one of the greats. And when we talked to Schlesinger about that, he said he wished he kind of hadn't. Happy to get that compliment from his coach.
Credits a lot of his coaches, high school coaches, other college coaches. Broke it up, intended for Bowers. And Denzel Ward was in on the coverage, and Smith was on his back.
Covering guys this well. I mean, that's Denzel Ward against Brock Bowers. I know Bowers is a heck of a touch-up for the Raiders to have your tight end against one of the better cover corners in the league. He's the only guy with it.
Another good punt. Flag comes in. And Larvidan along the sidelines. McCollum made the special teams tackle for the Raiders.
From the end of the kick, it's first down Cleveland. Timeout.
Miles Harden called for the penalty. Cleveland with the lead of 13, 134 yards, 1 interception. First down from the 13-yard line. And we'll see who the penalty is against. It was Bond who made the reception to it in the backfield like that.
Well, it's a dangerous pass, but he throws... really does a nice job layering the ball and putting touch on. There's actually multiple flags here, so they're shorting it out.
Yeah, one on the near side.
This penalty's declined. Pass interference, number 19. The penalty's 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay.
Turns to former Raider Jacoby Myers. How about it? First touchdown as a Jaguar. First touchdown.
Those great stories, I think, this year in the National Football League, even with the Colts doing what they're doing in the South.
That feels
right.
Who was probably their best receiver before they traded him. Sorry, Raiders fans, we can't decide who scores.
Running an extra offensive lineman. They give it to Sampson, who makes one man miss, but then is wrapped up after a long... You know, he's only been coached in his career by his dad, Dion, obviously, all the way through.
And he's only ever been a star. What he wants the responsibility of the entire organization. He wants the pressure. And he told Lunch, he was watching film on his iPad. He said, I don't have a choice. This is two things today. The Raiders defense and time on task. Because we talked about all the reps he's had. Well, by far the most important thing from Sanders here is to protect the football and also not take a sack.
Backpedaling, rolling, throws it to Fannin, who makes a nice leaping grab. Fannin trying to get to that first tackle, but that was all the rookie Harold Fannin for 15 yards.
I love Harold. Navigated, nice touch to Fannin, and then the rest is just Fannin. Watch Fannin Jr., number 40. He's out there running guys over. I remember those guys.
First down, they give a pitch to Jenkins. Ernest Biner giving away 4 receptions or more in 6 of his last 7 games.
Well, he had an unbelievable season. He was thrilled because he's a little bit lower. He's still only 21 years old, but he's one of several.
Wildcat, Judkins will keep it himself. 3rd time today. And he tries to move the pile. Chin was in there. He's about
with the Wildcat is because you get an extra blocker. Think about any level of football, high school football, college football, an extra blocker. Now Judkins actually comes out on 3rd and 2, which is interesting because he's the more powerful, even the threat of the run. Offset Sampson here, could be a quick pass.
We got movement on the left side of the offense.
5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, so 6 penalties this year for Cam Robinson. And it makes this 3rd.
You know, as compared to some of these other games, certainly the second half against the Ravens, they really struggled to pick up something that the Browns didn't get to. This looks like it's going to be an Abbey look. That's double A gap. Shedeur Sanders trying
in the backfield, and flags come in. Shedeur just throws it at the feet of Sampson as he goes to the ground. Yeah, so it's going to be
illegal shift.
And so 4th down, it'll force the Browns to punt the ball away.
Well, so what's interesting there is simple formation or motion. There were a lot of moving parts, and it did not go real well.
So 7 punts for Cole. This will be the 6th punt for Bohorquez. Geno Smith, Bachman, trying to get a stiff arm, breaks his way free, and he's out of bounds close to the 35.
Which is interesting because he's been a guard his whole career in Tampa and Cincinnati, and Meredith is a...
For Tucker, and he overthrew him for the 2nd time today. Delpit was in on the coverage.
Fly. He runs right by Delpit. And Geno Smith, I did not get those Tucker genetics in the Tucker family.
No, you did. He got them all, didn't he?
He got all the speed.
The center. 2 yards. By the way, we want to send best wishes out to Bernie Kosar, who is recovering, built a great bond. Bernie had been battling cirrhosis and Parkinson's. He had been waiting months to receive the new liver. It came from a Browns fan, Bryce Dunlap, a 21-year-old who died after a medical...
And hopefully you're not too mad at me for saying Ernest Mack.
Mostert in the backfield. Smith, Tyson Campbell, and it's a 1st down inside Browns territory.
Beautiful ball at times. Watch this. Again, there's going to be pressure. He's going to have to navigate it, but Smith, and I've been talking a lot about getting the ball to Genty and Bowers. If you're going to be that productive when you throw it to Lockett...
For the end zone for Tucker, he's wide open, and it's incomplete, broken up at the last moment by Denzel.
Was late. I think if he threw it earlier, would have had more of a chance. Tucker was already almost, if he just tried to laser that thing in there. Terrific play by Denzel Ward again.
He took another hit. Myles Garrett was in the backfield. On 2nd down, they give it to Genty, and Genty bumps into his own.
See Tucker at the top here, going to run a deep post. See if we can identify when Geno should have. Trey Tucker's running the post. Geno needed to throw that one earlier. I think he'd be the first one.
3 misses that really aren't his fault. It's 3rd down and 8. I feel like they need more than a flag. Flag comes in. Geno Smith throws to the left, and it's nearly intercepted. It was intended for Bowers. It was actually between Bowers and Tucker.
Want to put that on one of your receivers and give him a chance to make a play on the football or pass interference or something.
Yeah, Mason Graham did not get back. Garrett looked like he got back. So it
really help your offensive line is changing up the snap count. You know the count, they don't. You got Brock Bowers in the slot to the top. That's the guy.
He had Harden beat, and he just couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down.
I think you jinxed him when you talked about the other
play. Look, he's wide open.
Wow. So the Raiders are going to score a game. I'm sure that might be what the analytics tell you, but I don't know. I think if you have a chance of making a one.
They are going to go for it, and 4th down pressure's coming. He throws it up toward the end zone, and he throws it right past Tucker.
Tucker was open again. Had time there. The protection was pretty good. Maybe he's not mad at himself, but
15 of 28, perhaps 66 yards.
Perhaps Tucker did not run the route.
It's an interesting drive for Trey Tucker. And now the Browns take over 1st and 10. We've had Shedeur, pressure's coming, flag comes in, he overthrows his receiver. And more Shedeur threw the ball away.
So are you saying the Butler did it?
I think the Butler may have done it. Games coming all over the place.
There was fouls by both teams on the play. Illegal shift, offense number 44. 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
With 47 seconds left to play in the third.
For the Browns, with the illegal formation, and instead you hit him. I don't think he hit him to the head or neck area, so I think that they just thought it was late. We might want to take another look at that one.
Sanders gives it off to Judkins. Judkins makes a few men miss, pounds off another.
To take one step, watch. 1, 2. I think they're going to sit down before Butler hit Sanders. That's debatable to me, and this would not be good for the Browns. Judkins is their workhorse.
Reese up in the box. 33 seconds left to play.
Feels better than that.
It does feel better than that.
I mean, 3.4 yards a carry.
And the good news is that he was able to get up under his own power and go to the blue tent. It'll be first down for the...
So Stefanski will take it to the fourth quarter smartly.
All right, so that'll be the end of the third quarter. Both teams doing what they can from local.
He hasn't been drifting back. He's been stepping up in the pocket, been getting rid of the ball quicker. Done a lot of really positive things today. Well, this was the play of the game. I mean, watch him get rocked and just throw it. I mean, last week it was 3.3 seconds. Watch him slide up in the pocket a little bit here. That is nice. Just wasn't lying. He is.
The other part of it, too, is that he's been making connections with the receivers that were coming up. He was at the children's table, the kids' table, while everybody else was at the adult table.
Well, into the tent.
I think they may even take him over to the into the locker room the way it looked. Decided that he could not continue. Sampson will check in for him. But yes, it is Dogs, D-A-W. Play is Jamal Adams, who missed all of last year.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, came out of retirement, moved to line.
Pretty bad play for Shedeur Sanders. That was, you're right, Tom. He was drifting backwards out of the back of the pocket, slammed him down.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number...
Adams, who was part of Pete Carroll's secondary in Seattle. They moved him to linebacker, and Adams was a big part of that.
They like his physicality, his energy. You know, whether he heard the whistle or not, you have to know that play was dead.
To Sampson, and Sampson explodes. Our guys in New York are standing by with the latest NFL scores and highlights.
From the backside, when you heard Shedeur Sanders in the center, Ethan Posick saying, can, a decent beat on what exactly that run play was.
Judy at the bottom of your flags come in. Sanders will just throw it away. And he is shoved down by Max Crosby.
Offense number 78, 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Jack Conklin called for the penalty.
By Crosby. Just relentless. You'll see Conklin right there. Ooh, I don't see a hold there. I just kind of gave him a jab or the one-arm stab, and Conklin went flying down on his keister.
Yeah, Crosby said this week.
They also haven't had a lot of pressure. They're showing it here. We'll see if they come or drop out.
They hand the ball to Ford, and Ford is taking.
Look at Myles. He's even impressed by Max Crosby. Watch Max Crosby. You think Harold Fandon Jr. is going to come across the formation underneath and block Max Crosby? Again, not only protect the ball if you're Sanders here, but look for a little check down to get a more manageable field goal attempt.
It was his intended receiver. He's fortunate it wasn't picked off. It was Tillman who he was going for. You surprised?
This is the second time in this game at least. Tillman's not expecting the ball. You know, Tillman saw that Stoker not on the same page, and now this is a really long field goal attempt for Schmidt.
Yes, Schmidt on a good hole. Kick is on its way, and it is good. Just inside the left up. Back at Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Browns will kick it off after the made field goal. For a moment before Schlesinger made the tackle. There's a flag down on the field. Thursday at 4:30 Eastern, the NFL on CBS sets the tables. Beginning with the NFL today, then count on Sunday for another NFL on CBS doubleheader featuring a key matchup in the AFC again with the NFL today at noon Eastern right here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Best record right now in the AFC. And the NFC, Eagles are leading. I don't know. By the way, there was a penalty on that kickoff that moves the ball back to the 17-yard line. Smith to throw. Injury. That's his first reception, the veteran Ian Thomas. 7 years with Carolina.
Research. So that was just in case he scores a touchdown today. You wanted to be able to say that.
Yep. I still... Off the play fake to Genty.
Look out.
Pressure's coming. Garrett's got him, and he's going down. That is the Eagles season record for sacks.
Here he comes. He's inevitable. Coming around the edge. They try to go. Brings him down again.
He's a machine.
This guy is coming for the record. I mean, Artie is just insanity the year he's having.
Well, and what did Joel Bitonio tell us yesterday? He said our defense has played so well.
Penalty, second down.
And that's one of the other things that happens when you're trying to block Myles Garrett. Forsyth just all week is Myles Garrett. How are we going to double him? How are we going to chip? How are we going to slide to him? The fact that we're targeting is just phenomenal.
Second down at 23. So now it's third and long. And again, it's like they're moving in mud.
How many times has it been third and forever? You see Chip Kelly in the middle. This game doesn't look like it's going to help his.
They're 3 of 14 on third downs. They're 0 for 9 when it's 8 yards or more, and this is more. Thomas stumbling, and Schlesinger is there for the tackle. I mean, if you go down.
Give Schwartz credit there. Schwartz likes to play a lot of man-to-man, a lot of single high safety. That time they went.
A.J. Cole on for his 8th punt of the day. Practice. And Shador with a 14-point lead coming back in. 9-20. Sidelines, his team is down by 14. He's been hit all day long. There have been 8 sacks for the Browns, and now Shador, the empty pocket, and then he stumbled. His footwork was not great on that pass. Even for them to see what he was going to do today.
Without question, Andrew Berry to the right, Jimmy Haslam, the owner. Berry's Harvard Crimson took a rough L yesterday against the Yale Bulldogs.
Yeah, they were unbeaten before that game.
But they both...
He's back in the game. That's a good sign for the Browns. Second down, they go to him.
The thing that I'm surprised by, as the Browns have another third and long here, they really... That would not have been my strategy. If you watched the Ravens last week, enters that he hasn't seen before, they're going with an empty set, which makes the defense declare who the known blitz.
The backfield, he's got 2 tight ends blocking on the outside. He's got room. He bursts inside Raiders territory. One man to beat. One rookie to another. It is the first touchdown pass in Shador Sanders' career.
And I don't know what Lonnie Johnson, the safety for the Raiders, is doing, but Sampson just dusted him for Shador Sanders.
Oh, yeah, it is. Right after is good. 24-3.
7 yards in the air?
Yeah, from right to left, basically.
I mean, look at that. Sampson has some wheels.
Yeah.
But the Raiders really played that poorly.
Yeah, Kevin Stefanski said they can see why with his speed once he broke free.
They got a good combo. You know, we just showed Andrew Berry, the Ginger and Graham on defense, what you've seen from Shador today, but then in particular, both running backs fanning this 2025 draft class.
And don't forget, for Shador Sanders, there were 5 quarterbacks drafted. Thanksgiving weekend, CBS is a hearty helping of college football on CBS, beginning Friday with a Big Ten tussle. Another big-time matchup when 7th-ranked Oregon takes on Washington, starting with college football today, all on CBS and streaming.
Rich Waltz, I love rivalry games. Black Friday, that game probably means more than...
Nebraska Iowa game in Nebraska that love punts.
Punt sweatshirts.
First down now for Geno Smith.
So this is an opportunity for Myles Garrett that he had opportunity for Garrett to rack up the sacks. The Raiders rightfully are going with the no huddle, which also does.
Green, and that pass to Brock Bowers is incomplete. There is a flag in. It's the
Cam
backfield.
Thomas, yeah, Cam Thomas. And Cam Thomas is going over there to tell him that. But you cannot hit a quarterback high, head or neck air glaze.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 99, low on the quarterback.
That's a tough one. That was a heck of a rush from Cam Thomas. He kind of was losing his footing. And it looked to me like that's a tough one for Cam Thomas. But I think by the letter of the law, that is the right call.
We see the combined penalties. Smith and the Raiders. They give it to Genty, and Genty breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and gets to 9. Let's go to Gene's territory. Gene.
I think the contact was initiated at the thigh area. There's a little of the knee involved, but to me, it looked like there was enough. Should have picked that one up.
All right, Gene, thank you. It is 2nd down and 2. You feel good that Gene felt the same way you did?
I was kind of missing Gene. We hadn't
the tackle. Now, give me an idea. The Browns, they're playing a little softer.
the ball on any of these until the play clock is less than 5 seconds. I thought that was one of the clock management football acumen.
And you wonder how much control Judkins is tackled from behind by Max Crosby and a timeout called by the Raiders.
Well done by timeout now. You don't know what's going to happen. You might score a touchdown, kick an onside kick. Use the timeout and stop it.
It's normal for him again. This is part of the normalcy.
Absolutely.
About, right?
Being the guy. The Browns are bringing in Isaiah Bond here. The speedster along Shedeur Sanders in his first start. Do they trust him to try to fire the ball in here to get a first down?
They give it off to Judkins. Judkins, not much is there. The rookie Pegues, 4:12 to play here in the fourth quarter.
And the answer is no. The Browns did not want to put that played, although the defense can't be as soft on this next possession as they were on the previous one.
Orquez to punt. Bachman back deep to receive. Raiders bring everybody. Orquez gets that one, making his first NFL start, but it's also the pressure that the Browns have put on Geno Smith.
All game long. I mean, a lot of these, I think he could have gotten rid of the ball, but the Browns, look how many of these, they have a nice rush up the middle. That one, tackle rotation for the Browns and the pressure they've gotten, they need to come up and step up again.
And 8 sacks, another sack for the Browns. Cam Thomas was the first one there.
Okay, they're just going to run these dudes over. This is called a bam. Look at that, just bull rushing them back. They both fall over.
And Genty's going to get a lot of this yardage back here as he gets over the 35 before Graham.
At the end again by Mason Graham.
And he's down.
This was actually one of my. Watch the tail end of this. Whap! Oh my goodness.
And it was
true. I love that by Mason Graham.
Of course.
You're finishing the play. If you're a Browns fan, that's what should deliver punishment. Hopefully Ashton Genty is okay. He takes so much punishment.
3rd down and 5. Smith gets it off. Bowers, a little stiff arm, has the first down.
Browns are bringing in a new D-line, but the Raiders didn't substitute, so the Raiders could have quick snapped it.
The tackle, a gain of 9.
The Browns are allowing they get to the red area.
2nd down and 1. Another first down. Mostert, who's in there for Genty. Schlesinger they have 1 timeout left and the 2-minute warning.
This is the right defense if you're the Browns. I know the
and of Geno Smith. And it's recovered by the Browns. Malik Cowell with 2:10 to play, and Myles Garrett inches closer to the NFL record for sacks in a season.
Guards him. Forsythe loses his footing, but Stone Forsythe is not going to be able to block Myles. They've been giving him help, giving him chips. They got the result they deserved for that protection scheme.
10. When a Browns quarterback makes his first territory, spinning, still on his feet, and he gets almost 10 yards. As we react. First start for Sanders, and a touch.
The best 5G network.
They're back one in their debut as a starter. Came back in 1995. We mentioned it before. Eric Zier led the Browns to Andre Rison with that touchdown reception, and here's Stover's kick. The Browns have lost 17 straight. That penalty's going to go, I think, against the Raiders, but let's wait and see.
In the first down.
Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes, a report on America's last best place and why plus NCIS origins. Tonight on CBS Sunday.
You know, Tom, the Raiders did that on purpose. Because if they allowed them to get a first down, then the Browns would have been able to run the clock out.
Let's check in with Adam Shine in New York with an update.
Tom McCarthy, the Cowboys were down 21-0, and that's the largest comeback in Cowboy history. Back to you.
That's an incredible
might lose the game. Well, in 2019, 119 tackles for loss coming into today. I'll give you a wild guess. Told you this before. I just, the respect I have for how hard those guys play on teams that have is remarkable.
Here's Fadden on a jet sweep. Flag comes in.
Pounds is a penalty.
With 1:05 to play here in the fourth quarter.
It's not set. Las Vegas has declined this penalty. It's fourth down, and the clock will start on the snap because of the foul.
That's the third illegal shift today.
But when you're in 4-minute offense like this, priority 1 is to hold on to the ball. Priority 2, until the ball is snapped. That is a crucial penalty against the Browns.
A lot of hype coming into this ball game, considering these were. And unless the Browns get the ball back, he will finish 11 for 20, 208 yards. There is a flag down. 59 seconds left to play. I think that's going to go against the Raiders. It looked like they were
not going to be a coaching tape.
Well,
maybe what not to do in certain.
This penalty's declined. Illegal formation for covering the snapper. Number 23. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay fourth down.
On the snap, so.
Wait, are they still going to punt it from the 29?
Well, that's a good.
They need to go for it.
Yeah, go for it or attempt a field goal.
I don't think I've ever seen someone punt it from. Hey, it worked.
When was the last time you saw somebody with 10 sacks in a game? Now you find some other.
Just a 9-yard net punt.
Well, let's see if they can get that last sack. Again, the record.
And here's the thing for the Browns. You're up by 2 scores, 50 seconds left, nothing deep. Obviously, nobody gets a little bit higher. Don't let them just have a quick 10-yard out route.
Yeah, they've lined up the picket fence. Here's Mostert. And Mostert right in the middle of the field. 40
I'm surprised
seconds
Myles
left.
Garrett isn't out there. I would think he'd be feasting trying to get another one. He's trying to break the all-time record.
And 25-24. We talked so much about quarterbacks. Fell start was 1995. Eric Zier, who is retiring as Dor Sanders come to Las Vegas, and they win it 24-10 in his first NFL start. Ends with 60 minutes, followed by Tracker, The Road, and NCIS Origins. So for Ross Tucker and everybody else here, I'm